All right. So awesome. Hello, Tori Kane. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Jonathan?
Doing well. It looks like it's raining there.
It's raining in the Minneapolis.
Very nice at the Minneapolis. Well, awesome. So tell me about Tori Kane. What's rocking? How in the world did we meet a couple months back, and why'd you decide to meet with me?
Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, my last name is Connie. It looks like Kane, but it's like the woman's name. You need to remember that. And we got connected because an agent that I know here, that I talk to about business every now and then, was like, there's this guy, Zabraki's his name, and you've got to talk to him because you guys have a similar way about you. And based on what you're talking about, like where you're stuck right now, I think he might be able to help you. And so I called you up, and after, I don't know, the first 15 minutes, I knew that you were somebody that knew what you were talking about. You didn't just, talk the talk, but you're actually walking the walk. And I knew that I was stuck in just a place of not being well trained, I guess, really, in a lot of different areas of what my job is. So, I can go out and show properties all day long, but the job is so much more than that. And that I needed help to get out of that place.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy. I was talking to someone earlier today, Tori, and they were like, "Oh man, in real estate, you get your license and then that's it." Where like in college, you go and you spend like 30 to 45,000 a year getting a degree in XYZ engineering, so at least you kind of have a clue as to what's going on. And in real estate, you just don't. And many times you're getting trained by an office manager, bless their heart, but they haven't sold real estate for a long time. Or
Right.
even maybe the owner of a company who hasn't sold real estate for a long time. And yeah, it's like I've been there, done that, and I currently do it. So it's awesome. So what you had to have some skepticalness throughout the process, or even at the beginning. Well, what were
Oh, man. Oh, man. I have a bullshit meter that is so on point. So I am the skeptic in all scenarios, and I can sniff out a bullshitter quickly. So yeah, I mean, I think I probably asked you some pretty tough questions right off the bat, and I'm a no frosting kind of person, and I hate small talk. So I think I was pretty upfront with you at the beginning because it's quite a serious investment for a person to make. So
Yeah.
I wanted some real great answers out of you, and I felt comfortable asking you those, and your responses were genuine, and you responded quickly, which is always a good sign. You didn't have to think too much about what you were going to say, and you could back up, kind of what you said you were going to do. So that worked for me.
So what were like if you had to name like 1 to 3 to 4 things, the biggest things you've gotten out of either coming to the 3-day event or working with me, what are those 1 to 3 or 4 things that are just like game changers?
Right. So I think for me specifically, this job is so hard, and it's just, you have to hustle so hard, which for me is okay because I'm a hustler by nature. But what I'm not by nature is somebody who's extremely refined, or in a business kind of way. And I probably have the tendency to underestimate myself a lot and underestimate my abilities. And so that 3-day event specifically, outside of just the coaching that we've done, the 3-day was just a really intensive, deep look about the psychological things that were holding me back,
Hmm.
and preventing me from doing what I could actually do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And hopefully by hanging around with me for a while, you understand, like, so I got to put my hat on. Now I feel back at home. But I mean, it's like, I'm not that polished of a person, right? And so it's like, I just went on a listing appointment earlier today wearing this, which is like a short sleeve shirt. I don't know if people can tell. And probably I should have buttoned it up a little more, and shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably not what a typical $371 million producer would recommend that other realtors wear. You know, they'd be like, hey, you better have your tie pressed and your suit this and your, you know, have your, here's your binder of all the phenomenal things you'll do for somebody, and it's 97 pages thick, and let me tell you some more. And um, to me, it's all about asking great questions and then just being able to listen to people and then like solve their problem, you know?
Definitely.
So awesome. Hey, so what would you tell somebody if they're like, I'm thinking of coming to the 3-day event, or I'm thinking of doing coaching, but I don't know. I've been to other real estate events before. I've done other coaching before. Like, why is this one different? And would you even recommend that they do it?
Sure. From my perspective, this one is different than most of the other things I've seen out there in terms of coaching and events. Because to me, it makes the most sense from just an emotional intelligence point of view. Okay, so bear with me, but you know, there are really, really, really smart people in the world that have crazy degrees, and man, they don't have any emotional intelligence whatsoever. And so the way that you talk about how to conduct yourself within the real estate business, it's just very in tune with the psychology and emotional intelligence that is really at the crux of like what makes somebody really successful in most areas, right?
Mm.
And so, you know, if anybody is skeptical about it, you know, or kind of on the fence, it's like, well, A, you gotta spend money to make money. That's just that. B, I think everybody thinks they're way more awesome than they are. Even if they're stuck as a real estate agent, we all think we're pretty, you know, cool. But when you really dig in and hear some of the things that you talk about, and just kind of talk it out and pick it apart and dissect it and practice and role play and learn some different strategies, oh my gosh, it just changes. Like the first time I did an open house with the new way, I think I told you, Jonathan, that it was like I had goosebumps on the back of my neck about how different people responded to me in that open house. It was like, holy cow, this actually works. Like it just works.
Mm.
I've seen my business completely change since I've met you and been around you and been coaching with you. So it's a significant amount of money, and for me, I was like, I'm going big or I'm going home. I know there's a lot of coaches out there that charge a lot less, but it's also a complete waste of time. And I can watch, you know, YouTube videos about what they're charging you for. So this kind of level of thinking and coaching is definitely worth it. For me, it's been a game
Yeah.
changer.
Yeah, awesome. Oh man, I love to hear it that it's like your life is changed and changing. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's progress, not perfection, and we've never arrived, right? And I think that's the downside of most realtors is they go, oh, I've arrived, and it's like I'm personally always learning, trying to improve. You're always trying to improve, and I'd give you a big hug, but then you'd crash. So
I
I'll give you
know.
a virtual hug. Yeah, virtual high five. Yeah, just think about it. I mean, once you really get that right signature system and you start doing it and you get the right help, the right accountability, and then you start to improve just 1% a day.
Oh
Oh
man.
my gosh, you
Oh
know?
my, just something every day just starts to compound and add up. And then all of a sudden, it's, and I'm still early on to it, but in the short amount of time, it compounds so quickly. You really see the results,
Hmm.
and that feels really good.
Yeah, it does feel good. Well, awesome. Well, hey, thanks for taking your time out, Tori. I appreciate it. I'm actually coming to my uh, gosh, I don't even know who he is. My sister's brother's wedding in Minnesota, the end of September. So when I'm up there, maybe I'll say hi.
For sure. We're going
Yeah,
out for dinner.
yeah, that'd be awesome. So, all right, hey, have an awesome start to your weekend. You're gonna crush it.
All right. Thanks, Jonathan.
See you, rock star. Bye.